Hello, it's Matteo here from Modern Explorer, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about How to Hunt video that he just released in regards to the skull found. And as everyone else, I was super excited too, but a little bit more investigation and research, I think it's pretty conclusive, at least to me, to deduce that the skull is from a large domesticated dog. But before we go into that to show you, I just want to thank Steve and How to Hunt for all the great, incredible work that he's doing, bringing people together and being able to talk about the subject, being able to make it less taboo. So thank you, Steve. I appreciate that a lot. It's making it easier for the rest of us. But with that said, a lot of this is trying to understand known phenomena, and in order to be able to weed out the truth from the known phenomena or forgeries. In this case, I think it's just misidentification. Like I said, when I first saw it, I thought it was way too big to even think that it might be a domesticated dog. And in fact, it took me a little while before I went to go look. But I decided I might as well go search just to be sure. And I found out that the domesticated dogs have really big skulls. Like, here's some examples. Really quick before we get started. I'd like to use the pictures from How to Hunt to show you side by side with the ones I'm about to present. But I also understand there's like copyright issues. So unfortunately, you'll probably have to jump back and forth if you want to see comparisons. But I just wanted you to be aware that that's why they're not in there side by side the way I'd like them to be. Now, before we get even further into this, I want to point out that the foramen magnum is an important piece in helping us understand this skull better. So, for example, the foramen magnum in the humans is going to be almost directly underneath the skull, and basically that's where the spinal cord is attached to with the axis and the atlas, and where all our nervous system transfers from the brain down to the rest of the body. And obviously the reason it's right underneath the skull is because we're bipedal. Now, when you look at other animals, for example, like a gorilla that has a posture more at a 45-degree angle is okay to walk up, you'll also notice that the placement of the foramen magnum is further back, and that's because of where its body is and how it moves. So I know this is a really simplistic way of looking at it, but hopefully it'll help you and give you comparisons. So when you look at like a canine or any fully full-legged animal, you name it, foramen magnum is going to be at the very rear base of the skull. And that's because it's on four legs. That's where to be connected to in order to be efficient on four legs, because its whole vertebrae is going to be horizontal, versus ours is more vertical, or a gorilla or chimpanzee or other type of primate is more at a 45-degree angle, and we of course are almost vertical in our S-shaped spine. And I didn't know this stuff before, but I started taking forensic anthropology, and it's really helped understand the skeletons and our human body better in comparison to other animals. So at the very least, we can easily deduce, because of where the foramen magnum's at, that this animal is four-legged and spends most of its natural life on four legs. All right, so let's move on a little further to the bull mastiff. So here you can see a great illustration of all the similarities between this, and we already looked at the picture showing how big these dog heads can get. That I was surprised. I didn't think it could get that big. So I'm learning a lot through this. So I'm very thankful that this was brought up, because I'm learning a whole new study and field, because the morphologies of the skulls are so different among domestic dog breeds compared to other more known animals. And that's what makes this a little tricky, right? Because there are some things that are a little bit different, even though there's a lot of similarities and characteristics. And those different characteristics are it's probably simply, and this is my opinion, right? But I'm pretty sure I'm right, is that we don't know how pure of a breed this dog was, and so we should expect to see different characteristics, and it's not going to look just like a purebred, where we get most of our bones from, for examples that we're showing right here. So anyway, that was just a short little summary, hopefully illustrating to everyone that what was found is most likely a dog, a very big dog that, you know, like most domesticated dogs won't be able to survive in the wild because they don't have those skill sets. A lot of those things have been bred out of them to be able to survive like alone. So I think what was found, it was a domesticated dog. Obviously, this is part of like the discovery, right? This is part of the process of eliminating known phenomena in order to find the unknown. So again, I'm very thankful for Steve and the people coming forward to present something that at first glance seems really unusual. And it did for me. Like, I was really excited, and I'm still excited because it taught me a lot. And the next step is to not stop. You know, just because this ended up being something known just helps us later when we do come across something that's potentially, you know, like the smoking gun. So thank you, Steve, and thank you, to all the people coming forward and presenting this unique stuff, you know, this stuff that could potentially be something eye-opening. So I'm looking forward to more on what Howtohunt has to present and show, and that, you know, one more platform helping to bring people together and being able to talk about this. So thank you. Till next time.